What's going on, y'all? It's Season Love, S-E-N-L-U-V, that's who I be. And welcome to another episode of the Money Healing Monologues. Over here at the Money Healing Monologues, I like to open up a space to speak about the development of communal wealth, health, and excellence. So, join me whenever I feel like it, where I like to reiterate, dissect, reteach some things, different chosen topics that I feel we as a community should do shadow work on. I feel like communal shadow work is very important, and that's exactly what this show is for. So regardless if you agree with me or disagree with me or ruffle some feathers, comment down below, let me know your thoughts. Your expression, your opinion is valid here and not judged. So we would just really love to open up conversations with open-minded, intellectual, emotionally intelligent beings. We already understand that we are in the retrograde season of the Money Healing Monologues. And today we're going back to episode 4. In episode 4 we spoke about Big Pharma versus Mother Nature. I feel that the best way to reopen this intuitive discussion in the enhanced form that we've chosen to conduct this retrograde season. Source wants to talk about duality, overstanding things were never made to be compared. This overstanding of duality was never something that was supposed to be perpetuated in a form that blocked us from seeing and overstanding the one that is all and the depths of that oneness. How can we ever truly know enhancement if we have yet to overstand the importance in our own being on all levels, on all dimensions, within all stages of the ascension spectrum, regardless of where you're at on your journey? It's a real question. How can we even fathom a juxtaposition to ourselves if we have yet to overstand the happening, the presentness of our own being? It's a lot of distractions that have been perpetuated as needs and desires, and aspects of us has not only convinced us but also themselves of these artificial habits, traits, things, thought forms. It's off the programming of convincing oneself that they are different from what they see in front of them, who they see in front of them. Everything is energy. Every single thing, regardless if it's a gas, liquid, solid, everything is energy. Everything is interconnected. A lot of ignorance breeds from being misguided. We have to understand the pain and just the overall trauma that has been inflicted via the aspect of us that is ignorant, that chooses to remain ignorant to the all that is oneness, to overstand an archetype, to overstand a sector, to categorize, if that's what you want to, pinpoint is the the logistics behind, putting two and two together, I guess you'd call it, making sense of things, because that's what the ego likes to do, right? They want to make sense of things, and a way that we have been programmed to do that is by categorizing things, putting things in different categories, races, sex, etc., etc. And of course, there's a beauty in that. There's a beauty in our individualism, and also the community within our individualism, being that we are from the same cultures, we are of the same belief system, if you want to call it. However, again, about forgetting the all behind the all, the one behind the all, right? We are all the same. We are all energy. And in that same breath, we are all so vast and different and immersive within our own individual aspect. Now, a lot of individuals don't even get to see an inkling of that essence within themselves, given the amount of layers of programming that has yet to be dismantled, thus not being able to see themselves clearly, and then perpetuating that ignorance and neglect onto the realm. And that's where this duality gets very dicey, because it's as if inserting yourself, your belief system, your aspect in a form of desiring to conquer others, wanting to be on top, wanting to be the God and the one and only God. And that's where this, distortion between natural medicine and artificial medicine starts to clear up here for us, because the planet was here before any creations that any of us have come up with. And like we've stated, though there's many lines of knowledge and lines that individuals have taken to a point where they have created these different solutions. However, especially based on what we have just identified for ourselves as far as duality, where has this over-insinuation on artificial medicine taken us? Where has it gotten us? Where has it brought us? And with that, analyzing the distance that is just randomly felt when interacting and becoming aware again of natural medicine. Ask yourself, why is that seen as something that's out of the way, something that is not accepted in quote unquote modern day society, something that's shamed or looked weird upon? What does that say about the focus of our realm? What does it say to you about trusting a doctor, another individual, more than you trust yourself with your own body? What does that say to you about your sovereignty? Are you really free if you are depending on something outside of yourself in order to sustain you? And this is not to say that individuals don't deserve help, because, in cases of emergencies, that's why they have, even perpetuated the solution-oriented system that they think that they have, governed for all of us. But if we're speaking on terms of effectiveness, sustainability, how many lives the hospitals save every year within this Gregorian calendar? What is the main focus within this realm for us to be continuing to perpetuate death culture and subconsciously just being okay with hurting our bodies through the various amounts of things that overindulgence gives to us, right? Because them gluttony, them greed, them lust aspects are very, very strong within this 3D realm here. Like I said in the last episode, people just want what they want, with little to no regards for any other being other than themselves. And like we said, how affected is this misguided willpower? In a society that's deteriorating, probably very effective. In a society that is attempting to ascend, that is ascending, because we're not attempting to ascend, we are ascending as we breathe, literally as we speak. How effective is that to our collective growth? It's time to start seeing our realm clearer. And the only way for us to do that is by seeing ourselves clearer and listening to our own being. You know, coming from an individual who we used to pop ibuprofen like it was nothing. You know what I mean? And the milligrams was up there. You know what I mean? And you're taught to be dependent on those things in order to, like, literally stop the pain. But this numbing agent that we have become attached to has to do with overindulgence as well. That's why people perceive drugs in the way that they do. And that's why this society harbors as much shame and guilt as it does, which are two very, very, very detrimental frequencies to harbor within your being. Where does it leave us? Where does it leave us as individuals? Where does it leave our community? Because that's what we're seeing on the realm. Bunch of misguided motherfuckers attempting to be your doctor. Not me, attempting to be your coach, your this, your that. This indoctrination, this inherent just governing system that has been perpetuated onto our realm, and, you know, something that we have all become accustomed to in some point of our life. You know, there's a lot of individuals walking around with no other example of living. You know, there's an actual ascension lifestyle. We're not supposed to die. Death cultures are real things. And your mind is powerful. Those times where, like, I was dependent on those ibuprofens in order to, like, take the pain away to my perception. That was all a perception. And it took an extreme amount of willpower for me to not take any medicine ever again for the past 4 years now. Probably a little longer than that, I'm not gonna lie. I would have to go back and count just to give you a tangible number based on the Gregorian calendar that you may be accustomed to. But even that, it's like we have so much to detach from, deprogram from, and it's either going to start now for you individually, because it's already started. The ascension process, the ascension frequency is already being perpetuated within this realm. Has the sun ever stopped shining? Does the planet ever stop sustaining itself? No. But there's attempts to control that, to mimic that, right? Artificial intelligence versus actual planetary intelligence, cosmic intelligence. That's all purposeful, tactful, misguided knowledge. Wanting to continue to perpetuate this juxtaposition to the all that is oneness. Now again, there's a difference between archetypes, right? And hopefully after watching this video a few times, you can watch it again so you can get it, one more time. You can overstand archetype, your throat chakra, a bit clearer, and see the difference here. You know what I'm saying? And overstand community a whole lot better as well. Because we are one. We are the same. We just express ourselves differently. We comprehend things differently. Because throat chakra isn't only about what you saying and how you assert yourself and how you say things. It's also about how you comprehend, how you perceive as well. Because that's what you emit, inevitably. Our sovereignty is a beautiful thing. And I'm wondering if I should make a whole entire series dedicated to the moon matrix specifically, and detaching from that, decoding that. Because I have a segment for it that I wanted to put within the Get Baked sessions I said. But I'm wondering, I'm meditating, I'm seeing how to incorporate it, especially because it's a doozy. You know what I'm saying? I can't even cap. You know what I'm saying? Growing to overstand and detach from these things is going to take work. It's going to take resilience. It's going to take willpower. This aspect of us that wants to be numbed, that wants to be handed things, that is attached to the convenience that artificial intelligence provides you. Do that shadow work. If you're choosing to ascend, that is, right? Because you could do whatever you want, but I'm assuming if you're listening this far in the video, ascension is like your shit and you want to ascend. You know what I'm saying? That's how you feeling. That's the only reason Season Love come through on your timeline again, on your newsfeed, pops back up. You know what I'm saying? It's the communal aspect. We should all be embodying love through every season. I'm just grateful to continue to be able to be myself as well, because this is myself. And, that's something that is, a continuous roundabout, coming back to yourself, understanding your inherent perspective, perception, expression, and doing the shadow work in order to make that as clear as the sun. That's true alchemy. That's true God body shit right there. You know what I'm saying? Emulating, embodying your divinity. Instead of listening to other people, take the time to listen to yourself. Hear yourself. Listen to your body. There's no physical ailments that are not tied to different aspects of yourself. What is that headache really trying to tell you? What is that stomach ache really trying to tell you? What are those cramps every month for my feminines really trying to tell you? You fucking know, dog. And the more you keep trying to act like helpless and like you don't know, you're literally manifesting that for yourself onto your being. And I give so much love to the individuals who have perceivably lost someone in this incarnation and are embodying states of grief within their lifestyle. Because if only you knew that nigga was right there trying to fucking communicate with you. Oh, I bet you would get on your healing shit right now and ascend your being to the point where you could actually hear him, your clairvoyance and shit. You could feel him around you. I bet you would. And hopefully now that you got the awareness, you do believe that they're actually sitting right next to you and they've been trying to talk to you, and you're actually God, and you can curate your entire reality, just how you please. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so interesting how individuals treat truth tellers, you know what I'm saying, and how unprotected we may go perceivably to the masses' perception, right? Individuals perceive us as a martyr for coming forth, or individuals like myself and my husband, like, that are putting themselves on the front lines to like spread, the truth to, the masses and shit. Like, bro, I'm you. I'm that voice in your head that you keep fucking ignoring. I just have the willpower to embody that shit and say that shit out loud and live this lifestyle. So thus making me that speck of inspiration for niggas like you that haven't gotten to that point yet to get to that point. So that you can act as that inspiration for somebody else that's not on that shit. That's how the trickle effect works, dog. Literally. It's a shift in mindset, and it can happen instantaneously if you choose to believe it as such. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of it is difficult to believe when you are literally like internalizing and continuing to comprehend the heaviness that you feel when you're embodying whatever emotions that you're embodying as you and as like your definition, right? Because though those emotions are you, because everything is energy, thus we embody those emotions at given certain cycles, whenever. That does not mean we are tied and we're defined to specific ailments and diseases and discontentments and these different lower, heavier frequency, lower density ways of feeling and being and embodying. We don't have to embody that low ass shit. That shit is heavy as fuck. Why the fuck would I harbor shame? Why would I do that? Why would I hold on to the perspective of me being shame? Oh, I should be ashamed of myself. Where does that programming come from? See, and this is coming around to the aspect of us that don't got the patience to fucking sit through your own, like, I was about to say, no, I'll say the thought form. This is to the aspect of us that don't got the patience to sit through our own bitch ass thought forms. They're your thought forms. These are your shadows. This is your aspect of the imaginative sense that is us all. That's why there's so many things in existence, because there's literally so many different archetypes that look at things from different angles of source. So you gonna sit here and be shameful of your aspect because what? You gonna sit here and shame somebody else's aspect because what? Very interesting programming. And then where does that come from? Where, you know what I'm saying, does it come from to just instinctively doubt yourself like that? Instinctively feel dependent on something, right? You know, this goes back down to how you was raised as a child and reiterating, regurgitating all that shit. It's all way back like that. Yeah, this shadow work is a journey. We are deprogramming all of this shit. I'm just in the generation who has the patience to sit down and talk through this shit with you. That's why I have my services. That's why I have these shows that I have for you guys that I produce. That's why I curate the source-led entities that I curate to facilitate this ascension process in a way that is tangible for the individuals that, you know, like to perpetuate this hopelessness, that like to feel like and embody the emotions and continue to feel like there's nothing that they can do, that shit can't be helped. I don't give a fuck how much weight and how much baggage you have to drop. If you get on the journey today, you're going to see some progress as the days go by. It starts with one perspective shift and consistency after that, and having the willpower to continue to be consistent. That's why I'm here today. I recorded this initial episode 2 fucking years ago, and I'm back here on this podcast speaking about the same shit in an evolved way, and you can see that growth. That growth is unfucking deniable. Period. It's undeniable. You can literally feel, see, and perceive the growth. Go back to that last video, watch that video, and come back here and feel this frequency now. It's completely different. And you know what? I might do another retrograde season. For season 2. When I start season 2, I'm going to do another retrograde season for that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go back to season 2 and reiterate all that shit intuitively. Because, hey, we're growing. Knowledge is fluid. I have no shame on doing a double take, on doing that shit again, on getting up and trying again. In the name of loving me, dog. In the name of honoring myself, my creativity, my archetype, my individuality. There's no shame in that, bruh. And I hope this inspires anyone that's watching this to release shame and guilt from their chakra bodies. I hope this inspires anybody that's watching this to tap more in with their chakra bodies and to actually listen to themselves and gain that sovereignty, gain that power over your own being, dog. You don't need to depend on somebody else more than you depend on yourself to take care of your own self. And that's the power behind these herbal remedies, right? Behind actually, getting that fucking high vibe state of mind mix. Shout out Get Baked Omniverse, okay? And rolling that up in your spliff instead of some grabber, because you understand the enhancements that come with switching up your routines. Actually completely shifting your ways and habits in a jarring way. Shifting that perspective instantaneously and just doing and being differently. There's no integration process that you have to I gotta be initiated to da-da-da. Like, girl, just get the fuck up and do it. Start stretching today. Just do it. Literally. There's no excuse. But you standing in the way of yourself and you allowing these heavy thought forms of, I might die, or this might happen, and da-da-da, and letting these shadow beings fear monger you into all of this bullshit that truly doesn't have to hold weight unless you let it. But with that being said, I'm gonna end it off right here. Gratitude for everyone that took the time to listen to this episode of the Money Healing Monologues. I am very, very grateful for you. Don't forget to like this video, comment what you think, or just whatever thought forms came up for you during this episode. Comment them down below. Let me know what you think. And also share this episode with someone that you feel like needs to hear this, that needs to, really sit down and listen to this information. Send it to somebody that you feel like would benefit from this beautiful frequency that we're able to establish here for you guys. I wish you all a magical experience, and I'll see you guys in the next one, okay? I love you.